Hello everybody, my name is Teresa Swann and I've got a new camera. What I wanted to talk about today is the mind, because I dropped my son off at work this morning, and on BBC Essex Radio they were talking about the mind and addicts, and it was said yet again, well, I've heard this so many times in my life, that no one understands the mind. Well, it's not that difficult actually. I might have used to think that because I probably heard my mum, dad, nans, granddads, teachers, people on the radio, the television, the buses I used to travel on say this. And I also heard this morning this quote that the mind controls us. And this was by someone who was doing therapy. Well, I don't believe that at all. We, with our thoughts, every thought we have, we control our mind. So if I decided, like I did years ago, to talk down to myself, I felt bad, I felt terrible. Now, in recent years I've decided to talk to myself in a different way, and I've changed my whole personality, I suppose, and people say I look younger than I did because I used to be in a bad relationship, and I used to think that that was his fault and my fault for putting up with it. I know now I've taken my part of the blame for that because I shouldn't have put up with it. So if that has started to happen to me now, I would end a relationship really quickly because I'm thinking in a totally different way to what I used to. Now, if I decide, like I have done for the last 3 or 4 years, that I'm happy, I'm a lot happier. Of course sad things happen. My dad died in the last year and it's very sad, but because I think about life in a different way than I did when my mum died, I'm not so sad as I was then. And it's not because I loved him less, it's not that, it's because I think in a different way now. So if you decide from the moment you wake up you're going to have a bad day and you're going to be fired, or you're going to hate going to work, you look in the mirror and you think you're fat, you think you're ugly, you're old, how is that going to make you feel? That's going to make you feel terrible, isn't it? If instead you go off to wake up in the morning and say thank you for the day and all that you experience in the day, or you learn in the day, because we all learn something about ourselves and other people in the day, don't we? And it's nice to play with that as well because it teaches you things. You're a teacher and you're a learner too. You're learning all the time. And so wake up with a smile on your face, feel gratitude for the day, feel very grateful that you have a job. That's really important, because if you curse your job with bad thoughts, you're hating your job, aren't you? And your mind does what you want it to do, what you're telling it to do. So if you're saying you hate your job, you hate your life, your mind will help to create something such as illness, because all it's hearing is that you hate life, you hate yourself, you hate that job, so you will often be sick and have to have time off work. But if you decide that you're happy, you're grateful for the money you earn from that job, life will get a lot easier because your brain isn't listening to you all the time. When people say their mind is running away with themselves, people think, how on earth does that happen? It does, doesn't it? Because if you think, you just spent 10 minutes probably, hopping from one thought to another, your brain is confused, isn't it? It's just like if someone was sitting there talking to you and saying, what I'm having, you're in a restaurant, they're saying, right, I'm going to have fish and chips for dinner, and then they go, no I'm not, I'm going to have sausage and mash, no I'm not, I'm going to have pasta. You would be sitting there feeling quite stressed by their indecisiveness, wouldn't you? Indecision. But imagine what that person's mind is feeling, because they're focused on the first one, they're going to have fish and chips, and then they change their mind and then they're thinking something else. So in their head while they're doing this, they get visions in their head, aren't they, of fish and chips and sausage and mash and pasta. The poor mind doesn't know what to do, does it? So that's why you've got to stop that. You've got to help your mind help you. So talk to your mind in the way you would talk to anyone else, as long as you're not a nasty person, of course, because you're going to talk to people rudely, aren't you? So tell yourself every day that you love you, that you are perfect, you're magnificent, you're healthy, you're fit. And your mind starts to believe that, doesn't it? If I'm saying, well, I used to have terrible backache and terrible neck-ache, I was clenching my teeth, I was highly stressed. And so I'd wake up in the morning and think, oh, I've got neck-ache, because I did have neck-ache. I don't do that now. And if I did have a twinge, I just think, well, I recognise that pain, and now I've felt it, it can go, and it can be